It has been researched that food colouring used in various foods could possibly influence the taste and quality perception in humans. We know a loaf of bread as either a white or brown colour. However, if someone presented you a sandwich and the bread was blue, would that change your mind? What is perception? Perception is our own interpretation in what we see from any source or information. How does sensation and perceptions work? Any sensory organs are able to consume energy in the environment from a physical stimulus. Energy is converted from the sensory receptors into neural impulses, which are then sent to the brain. This is now where the perception follows. After being sent the message to the brain then formulates and composes all the information it has received and translates it into our own interpretations. Perception is a complex process. It goes through the 3 stages: the physical stage, to the physiological stage, to the psychological stage. Perception is also an active process. A plus B going into the left side and A plus B going into the right side. Slow remembering and handicap perception. Due to information flowing from both sides, there can become too much information to process. However, if A goes into one side and B into the other side, this is a good perception, with a memory in one channel allowing the information to be processed and submitted through evenly in order for the information to be remembered. This brings us on to how food can be perceived differently depending on the colour of the plate or background that it is placed on. As we can see on the white plate, the cookie cupcakes look very bright and outstanding. Perhaps some could agree with the statement from Picaro's Fizman, could they possibly be tasted sweeter? However, as we see on the black plate, it could be argued that although the background is very dull and dark, could this enhance the texture and colour intensity of the cupcakes as they stand out much more than those that are placed on the white plate? When viewing both plates together, which plate would you be more tempted by? The flavour we taste and the colour intensity that we perceive from our sensory attributes could perhaps be affected by our visual perception. We get these from our human senses, which can also be built up from 8 monoscopic factors, being lens focus, size and distance, interposition, texture grading, linear perspective, atmospheric perspective, shading and height in the visual field. Many experiments can be carried out in order to achieve a successful result in how a human's sensory attributes can change the visual perceptions. So far, there has not been any definite answer as to why this could possibly happen, although not all perceptions and sensations are 100% the same as other humans that take part in each experiment. This suggests that we can differentiate the reasoning behind the colour of plates that food is placed upon and be able to create a reasonable argument in 2 ways, for example the black and white plates, to determine why the exact same food can be perceived differently just on a different plate.